Gadia official launch party. Thank you guys all so much for being here. All right, so today our goal is, yes, who am I? Okay, I am the MC for this event, also known as Grandmaster Dragon. You will notice online. You can call me Grandmaster, MC, Dragon, whatever you like. And this is our mascot here, our jester, who is one of the characters, one of the legends of Gadia in the card game. And we're here to introduce this awesome card game to all of you, to give you a demonstration as well, and also teach everyone how to play, because it is such a fun game, but it's a little involved, so we want to make sure that everyone gets well acquainted with it and sees what it's all about. And so today, if you haven't already, please help yourself to snacks and water over there. We want to make sure that everything was as uncomplicated as possible snack-wise, so that everyone's free to play their games. Hello to Livestream too, by the way. But if you want something a little bit more substantial or hearty, Zulu's Board Game Cafe out there, right over at the counter, and once you head out to your left, has tons of hot foods, freshly brewed boba milk tea, all that good stuff. So please go check them out. They kindly hosted us here, or allowed us to host our event here. So we want to make sure we support them, support local businesses, all that. All right. So everyone who came in, you should have received a raffle ticket just for being here, and you get 3 bonus raffle tickets if you have purchased your own copy of Legends of Gadia. So if you do purchase that at some point today, feel free to grab some more bonus tickets over there. We'll be having a raffle later with all these really fun special prizes. Some of them are just things you can only get at this event. They're not available for purchase online. They're also Kickstarter exclusives. So look forward to that. We'll also be having a Q&A, question and answer with the game designer, Su Mon Han, who I'll introduce and bring up here in a moment. And let's see, and also goodie bags. We have our little postcard and custom poster for this event only, available at table, so please be sure to grab one before you leave, if you haven't already done so. Okay, so without further ado, I would like to introduce, it is my great pleasure to introduce my sister, and more importantly, the game designer of Legends of Gadia. Take it away. Su Mon Han. I'm sure at this point everybody kind of knows you're sick of hearing from me, because it's kind of a one-woman show. It's been intense, but it's been also amazing. So thank you everybody who came today, and everybody who's joining us on the live stream. We are so excited to finally launch Legends of Gadia. Is out in the world. Oh my gosh. You can actually find it on shelves here at Zulu's and in several other retail partners around the area. I'm so happy you guys have the game and you can play it. So anyway, today we're just gonna briefly touch on kind of the behind the scenes of Legends of Gadia. As you can see, the road to Legends of Gadia, it's been a journey, we'll just say. It's a game that obviously is very dear to me, but bringing it out into the world, producing it myself, was never in the cards. As many of you know, I am a fantasy novelist, and my series that unfortunately is still not out yet, that this game comes from, is really my main focus. But along the way, I thought, as for fun, why not make this little reader bonus game? And it kind of took on a life of its own. So anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's go ahead and begin the story of Legends of Gadia. So, starting up, we have these characters. So if you've looked at the game, you know who these 12 characters are. The 12 archetypes, from the child to the paladin, they make up our gameplay. And they're also 12 historical figures from the world of the Gadia novel series that I'm writing. So they also, obviously they have a deep story behind them. We're not going to get too far into it today, but they are the reason that we have this game, period. Because in the world of Gadia, these 4 went on a quest exactly 499 years before the start of the novel series. So I wonder what's happening next year. They raised the titular island of Gadia into the air, where it's still floating when the books began. This action, for reasons, saved the world. The only thing is, they never quite made it back from this journey, so to honor their sacrifice, the people of this world turned them into a card game that reflects some of their personalities and great deeds, and you get to experience that as you just are learning and playing a fun game. So let's go straight into it. Way back in 2004, this began as a manga. I wanted to turn Gadia, the story, into this manga that is about a wizard and a knight. I was like, how can I make wizards and knights play nice together? Oh, I'll make a monster that's disembodied so that they have to work together to do a special type of hybrid magic that I call paladin magic. So this little 20-page manga that I entered into a contest and did not win, introduced the two main characters of the book series, Callie, Stell, and Rel, who are not, you'll notice, in Legends of Gadia because they live 5 centuries after this game takes place. But going on, this actually ended up showing me how hard it is to draw manga. So I ended up turning it into a novel. In 3 volumes, which is in production, as I mentioned. But while I was making this, one of my main characters really loved to play this particular card game, and I was like, wouldn't it be fun if readers could also play the game? And I ended up, it was gonna be just a whimsical little thing, like a reader bonus, but then it kind of ended up taking on a life of its own because it was fun to play, is the thing. So that's why we've kind of ended up having the game before the books, which is a little odd, I know, but oh well. That's how it is. So basically, when I was thinking about how to design the game, if you could design any card game you wanted, what would you do, right? So in my case, I decided that I wanted to make a card game that looks like tarot cards, and also kind of draws in all the archetypes of like more of a Final Fantasy game. So instead of like the High Priestess and the Empress and things like that, I decided to do the Knight, the Archer, folks like that. And then I love the aesthetics of JRPGs like Final Fantasy. So I kind of integrated that sort of art style, which I didn't see as much. You get more esoteric artwork with tarot, and I was like, well, let's go really, really pretty, and because that's what I like. And so that's what we went with here. Welcome. And then I also wanted to kind of bring in gameplay, because tarot cards are fun and romantic, but you can't do much with them unless you actually know how to read them, right? So I decided, let's make a game that you can play, because story-wise, that's what they would be playing in taverns, something fast for 3 to 4 players. And I decided to go with the shedding game, because those are fun and fast and engaging. And so I went ahead and also added one last little touch. Who doesn't love shouting out spell names, like in the Yu-Gi-Oh, right? Like saying things like, I don't know, dark metamorphosis or whatever it is. It's kind of cool. So I was like, gotta have spell names in this as well. So with all these ingredients together, I went ahead and made Legends of Gadia, exactly the game that I wanted, and just decided to play it with my friends, and then they kept asking to play it. So for about 10 years, we just kept playing it for fun with this little like kind of cheesy hand-drawn, hand-printed version without any artwork or anything. And then as time went on, I started developing it and was like, okay, maybe I do need to produce this. It's actually kind of a legitimate game, right? And then we got to the point where I met the artist, Sivi, and this is kind of what changed everything. So last April, Sivi, this incredible artist on Instagram, I came across her artwork, which you can kind of see in the upper left or upper right there, and it was like, that's it, that's the art. It had the gravitas, the detail, the sort of JRPG sensibility, and the drama, which is what I absolutely wanted for the story. So on a pure impulse, I cold emailed her and said, do you ever do commercial commissions? And she said, I do sometimes, not always though, but I have an open slot right now, so well, I just had to go for it. And after I saw the first 2 portraits, the maid and the knight, I went, oh my gosh, it's amazing. We just got to do it. So thankfully, Sivi was up for the task, and she actually has a little video here that she made to share with us, which, yeah, I think the audio's not working in the room, but you will be able to see her subtitles here. So.
Hi everyone. I'm Sivi, and I'm one of the artists behind the visuals for Legends of Gadia. I'm really honored to be part of this project, and even though I couldn't be there in person today, I still wanted to send a little message to share a bit about my work and process. When I first got invited to collaborate on Legends of Gadia, I was immediately drawn to the world. It has this blend of magic, serenity, and quiet adventure that feels really alive. I'm a lore lover myself, so seeing how much care and imagination was being poured into the story behind LOG, I was honestly just honored to be trusted with its visual heart. For the art direction, I wanted to capture that same feeling, ethereal and otherworldly, but still grounded and almost historical, like something you'd find painted in an old chapel or hidden fresco. My goal was to echo the muted, textured art you'd see in retro JRPGs, like Castlevania, Final Fantasy, both of which hugely influenced my style growing up. So, channeling that energy for Gadia felt like revisiting my childhood. I worked closely with Su Mon Han to make sure each card reflected not just the character's power, but their story, their bonds, their flaws, their history, and their drive. And yes, having to express all that with their eyes closed wasn't exactly easy, but it became a personal challenge to tell stories through posture, gesture, and micro-expression, all through design, not the gaze. From rough concept to final render, I obsessed over mood and atmosphere, how one hue could shift the entire emotional weight. Each card needed to stand on its own, but still feel like part of one living world. I usually start with thumbnails to find the silhouette and energy of a piece, then move into base tones to lock the mood. Once that's set, I layer in light and detail, especially into expressions and magical effects. Working on Legends of Gadia has been one of those rare projects that reminds you why you fell in love with art in the first place. Seeing the prototypes, watching the world come alive piece by piece. It's surreal, in the best way. I'm deeply grateful to Su Mon Han and the entire team for trusting me with their vision, and to everyone supporting the game. Thank you for letting me be part of something this imaginative, heartfelt, and beautiful. I can't wait for you all to experience the world of Gadia yourselves, to hold it, play it, and maybe find a piece of your own story in it. And that's it from my end. Thank you for having me, and have fun exploring the game. Hope you love it as much as we love creating it.
Thank you so much to Civi. All right, so thank you so much to Civi for that amazing video and a little peek at her process. She obviously is incredibly talented, and she really brought these kind of very basic sketches to life step by step. So if you go on to the next slide, you can kind of see her finished products are absolutely incredible. And she even did some variations for some of the dark bordered cards, which is lovely to see. So yeah, basically this is her work, so the 12 character portraits. And then moving on to, we also had two other artists that worked on this project. One of them did the frame artwork. So Rain Beamer was an artist that I actually had met with many years ago, actually, and unfortunately they're not as active anymore. But if you go on to the next slide, you'll see this is the framework that they created originally for me. Back then, I had kind of thought maybe I'll just do the art, you know, someday and keep it very low key, so I could just release it on my website. But yeah, no, my art's not remotely as good as Civi's, and obviously too much work for me to do. So anyway, I'm very happy we ended up how we did, but this was Rain's contribution. And then lastly, we have Olha Hishak, who was our promotional artist. Civi, obviously, she's actually still in school. So she was, as I mentioned, not always open for commissions. So after the 12 portraits ended, she recommended some other fellow artists that she knew of. And Olha was the one that I knew immediately after seeing her beautiful artwork on the right side there, that she also understood that sort of sense of internal drama and pathos that I wanted for this project. So she created the beautiful main promotional artwork that you've kind of seen everywhere. The Rosales, if we go to the next slide, we can see it. It's the Rosales' vision of Gadia, which actually is one of the raffle prizes you can win today. There's a framed poster that is of her beautiful artwork. And yeah, so that is the art journey of Legends of Gadia. Dave is gonna run a little something on the live stream right now. But
I'm Olha, aka Fate 221, and I'm so bad at making videos. But I just wanted to say hi to all of you and wish you to have a great party and maybe tell a few words about my experience with this project. So last year I've been lucky enough to create some promotional art for the Legends of Gadia card game, and when I got the brief, I was absolutely excited about the game itself, about the characters, the world, and my task was to draw a landscape with a lot of clouds and cool fantasy magical atmosphere. And for me it was just a perfect task, really, because the world is full of things I love personally so much, and you can almost see the love and passion that was put into it, into the game itself, that is just so beautiful, so well done, so well drawn. And in the world, the overall world that is yet to be discovered, so just please give it some love and support, and I hope you have fun. Bye.
Alright, so now we will continue with the presentation. Thank you for bearing with us, everybody. So moving onward from here, I was just like, what's happening? Okay, briefly, we'll just touch on the story of Legends of Gadia. So as I mentioned, the lore of the story is kind of the historical backdrop of the Gadia novel series. We actually will not be touching on them too much in the novels, but when you're playing the game, there is more context to it, and it all started actually kind of a little bit backwards. The design of the game, you know, why are these archetypes here? Do they know each other? Why are their eyes closed? Were kind of ideas that helped me percolate the story of the Legends of Gadia. And so the answer is, yeah, they're historical figures from the world. They went on this quest. They're the reason the floating island of Gadia is floating. And their fateful quest does tie to the story of the Gadia books. So on the next slide, you'll see the two most famous figures from among the 12 are the Paladin and the Knight. Rosalis, the first Paladin, and Terelius, the Beast Slayer, who is the first Paladin Knight. So the two of them originated Paladin magic, which is so integral in the Gadia books. And they're, you know, we kind of catch glimpses of statues of them all over the place because they were so, you know, like major historical figures. But the two of them are kind of the crux of the Legends of Gadia story. Rosalis, who was charged with, you know, all the kings of the Calapaean coast came to him and said, do something, these terrible disembodied monsters, shadows, are killing everybody, you know, we can't stop them because swords won't work on them. Magic doesn't hurt them because it's from the same realm as them. What can we do? So he invented Paladin magic, which allows wizards and knights to kind of combine their souls, basically, and fight them using the only type of energy that's foreign to them, which is what knights generate when they do, you know, great swordsmanship, things like that. Basically cheap, right? So it's the only sort of energy that doesn't, that is alien to the shadows, so it hurts them. And therefore, Paladin magic is the thing. But basically, it wasn't enough just to be able to defend ourselves against the shadows. Rosalis wanted to be able to close the rift that they're all pouring out of into the world. So he led this quest with the 12 legends. He had this vision where these 12 particular people needed to go to this little island, this uninhabited island called Gadia, and do something. He wasn't sure what, but he knew that it would save the world, basically. And when they got out there, on the next slide, unfortunately, he had a second vision where he realized, oh dear, we will save the world, but we're all gonna die. So now he had a terrible dilemma on the next slide. Should he warn his friends before, while they still had the chance to turn back, and then maybe they'd find a different way to save the world, or go through with this sure thing? So no one really knows what happened on Gadia, because once the 12 of them stepped onto it, it went into the air and they never came back. So people have doubts, as you'll see on the next slide. There's also histories. So this is not very important. These are the two major histories in the world of Gadia that people rely on to think about what's on, or what happened to the 12. There's a very popular play that our characters in the Gadia series go to watch as well, but that's neither here nor there. On the next slide, you'll just kind of see a peek. There's some doubts. The wizard figure from among the 12, Alvendis the Great Wizard, he had this spectacular type of magic that no one else in history has ever had, and it allowed him to sometimes translocate. So maybe he left Gadia before it went up into the air, and maybe that's why it didn't quite succeed. We don't know. So I guess we'll have to read the Gadia novel series to find out. But again, this is all kind of backstory. You don't really need to know this to play this game, but if you're interested, please do come to gadiaofficial.com and join our mailing list, and you will get updates on when the novel comes out. All right, so moving briefly on. I just wanted to go briefly over the timeline of how the game developed. Back in 2006 is when I first invented the game. I was studying abroad in Japan, and this is what we did for fun, apparently, because we were too broke to go out. Fast forward many years, many groups of friends have played the game and enjoyed it since then. So in 2018, I reached out to Rain Beamer to commission the frames and was thinking, yeah, I'll just make this myself someday. No, never happened. So 2024, I discovered Civi and realized, well, let's make it an actual game and then kickstart it because Kickstarter's booming. And that's what we did. So from 2024 April until September when the game released, it's been kind of a nonstop run of slowly developing the game, producing the prototype, promoting it at many different conventions and stores. And then finally, you know, we've started doing Kickstarter fulfillment. So many people already have the game. Some people are still waiting on theirs. But the game is finally out in the world. So, yay. All that to say, that is the story of Log. And I think I've run a little bit over time here, so we'll just skip through the next part. Oh, but not this. Our retail partners, including Zulu's here in Lynnwood, are now carrying the game in stores. So it's very exciting that real people out in the world can actually play this game, and it's amazing. And then the future, I mean, I'd like to do a second Kickstarter with a premium edition that will be open internationally, because the first one was just US. I want to take it easy on myself because it was my first Kickstarter. But now that we know that it's doable, we'll go a little bigger. And I don't know, the game industry is pretty fun. I might be making future games, so stay tuned for that. But yes, all right, real fast, special thanks. I have to thank dear Nisha, Dr. Nisha, our highest backer from the Kickstarter. So thank you so much. Without your help and support, we wouldn't have this fabulous new artwork that you see here of the Mad King Creardon. This was Legends of Gadia's biggest fanboy. And there's a fun apocryphal rule set included in the rule book that you can play once you've mastered the game. Then we also want to thank our founders, the folks who contributed quite largely to the Kickstarter to make it come to life. George Sifri, Nearcats, Vanessa Acquiano, Charles Wang, and Jason Witt. Thank you guys so much. I know most of you are watching on the stream, so thank you so much. And then all 122 backers of the Kickstarter. Without you guys, this game wouldn't exist, so thank you. You're the reason this is here. And then lastly, all the people, my top retail partners again, they're awesome. And then all the people in the room, on the next slide, I think. Next one. Oh yes, my beloved parents, Min and Yi, who are manning. Welcome, come on. Hey, Alex, welcome. Yes, Yi and Min over here. My sister Kine, Grandmaster Dragoon. My brother-in-law Jesse, Grandmaster Bubble, who is the biggest enthusiast of vlog ever. And my little official mascot back there, my nephew Arlen, as well as Grandmaster Moonfire here, who came all the way from California, and so did Nisha, actually Dr. Nisha, and everyone who has helped. Welcome, yeah, join us. Yeah, oh, actually, and yeah, one of our retail partners as well. Thank you so much for supporting everybody. And so too many people to name here. Oh, our tech gurus back there, Tanya and Dave. Thank you so much. They run our Discord too. So, all right, everybody, all of you who've come and bought the game, shared it with others, I thank you as well. So. Thank you, and that's it for the presentation. Yay! Right. Oh yes, and now it's time for the Q&A. All right, so if we have any questions either online or in the room, I know I've moved through a lot of stuff really fast, but does anyone have any questions? Well, I take a sip of water. Yeah.
I got a question.
Okay, let's hear it.
Are you actually thinking about doing any additional like manga or animated or anything like that going forward?
Well, I mean, for sure, the books are the next thing. So the books will come out, but they are about the Gadia series that comes a little later on. For the 12 Legends themselves, there is the companion book that will have the summary of the play that was mentioned, Gadia Essentia. So you'll get their story that way, but at this moment, not quite. But yes, another question? Thanks.
So,
question for the stream.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, the question, that's a good point. Yeah, because we don't have mics in the room. Okay, sorry. The question was, are there plans for any manga or stories for the Legends of Gadia as opposed to the Gadia novel series? So thank you for that. All right.
That's a good question.
Yeah. Yeah, does anyone have any questions? I kind of like ran through it, but the legends themselves all have pretty lush backstories. If you check out our Instagram, we actually did like a fun card reveal for each card that has some of their history on there. And yeah, this is a good chance to grill. Yes?
Do you have a favorite legend?
Oh, do I have a favorite legend was the question. Okay. How can you ask that? I mean, aren't they like your children? Just kidding. No. You heard it first, not me. No, I'm just kidding. No, let's see. I guess I do have an answer because, you know, there are some legends that were more integral in the story than others. So it would be probably Terrelius the Beast Slayer the Knight and Rosalius the First Paladin, the Paladin. They are kind of the reason, really, that this whole story cropped up, because it's their connection, the deeds that they did back 5 centuries ago that resonated with it has a huge impact on today's story, we'll just say, or in the modern day story. So they're my faves. They did a lot of cool things, and it's sad that they ended the way they ended, but now they're legendary. People are still like seeing their faces every day time they play cards at the tavern. So that's kind of fun. Okay, yeah. Any other questions? Yes?
I had a similar question. So if you had to go on vacation with one of them, who would you choose?
Oh, see, now that's a totally different answer. Okay, so you would think the Jester, because he's just fun whenever he's around, but he's weird. He's weird, and he probably doesn't bathe, so maybe not him.
Like Captain Jack Sparrow weird, or like?
Yeah, no, he's an interesting guy. Oh, did I not repeat the question? I am so sorry. Okay, the question was, who would I want to go on vacation with among the 12 legends? And I was thinking the Jester, because he's a party dude, but no, let's go with Lady Elanestia, the lady who Mary's dressed up as, because she's got money and she knows how to party. So yeah, I would go with the lady. Or actually the Lord, right? He also has a lot of money. He's a pirate though. Okay, yes, I see some concurring in the audience there. Yeah, no, and he's very sociable. Lady Elanestia is a little bit standoffish. So there we go, the Lord. We'll go with Captain Alcazar. So yeah, good question. Yeah. Any other questions? We're gonna go into gameplay soon, but like if anybody's been playing or has questions about any of that, now's your opportunity. No? Okay. In that case, we will. Oh, okay. Sorry, there's one.
Sorry, someone's asking online, what's the best way to get caught up in the book universe?
In the book universe? Okay, the question was, what's the best way for somebody to get caught up on the book universe? Gosh, okay. To read the books, you don't actually need to know any of this about Legends of Gadia. What you need to know will be explained in the books, so anyone can just jump in right on the books. But if you wanted to just soak in all the lore now, I guess, before the books are out, the best way is the website and the Instagram. We do have a highlight on the Instagram that says story, and there's tidbits all there. We also have all the character backstory there, which is kind of fun. So yeah, that might be the best way for now. The other thing is the companion book. If you happen to have gotten that on the Kickstarter, then that will be packed full of information. Oh yeah, thanks for the question. Okay, one more question. Oh, why are their eyes closed is the question. Okay, a good one. If we actually, sorry to bother you. If you go back to the slide for the inspiration that has the Final Fantasy and the princess on there, keep going, yeah. Basically, I love the aesthetic of characters with their eyes closed. Keep going, it's a little bit further back. It's actually too forward. There we go, this one. You can see up there Princess Aurora. That is actually a still from Kingdom Hearts, a game by Square Enix, who make Final Fantasy. Again, a big inspiration. And it's fascinating because all the princesses in that game appear on these ominous stained glass panels with their eyes closed. And that image always stayed with me. It wasn't actually relevant to the story of Kingdom Hearts, but that image of these familiar characters that are usually so full of life, suddenly looking muted somehow. There was drama just in the fact that they were appearing in these grand presentations with their eyes closed. most. And I loved that and wanted to imitate that in my cards as well. And then kind of in concert with that was the idea of, well, they're all dead. So it's almost like a death mask. It's not to be grim. I know that made it really dark, but that was kind of the idea. So yeah, great question about that.
So why is the paladin's eyes the only ones open?
Oh no! Why did you have to ask that? Why is the paladin the only one with his eyes open? The paladin is very holy and powerful, we'll just say. And once you play the game, you'll kind of understand that he is special somehow. As to why are his eyes open, I don't know. I guess you can kind of take that as you will. Good question, though. Oh, there's a question in the back. Yeah. Oh my goodness, our youngest party member here, our little mascot Arlen, has said, what if he's still alive and that's why his eyes are open? I don't think so. It's been 500 years. He's dead, but but it's a good theory. Or, I mean, I don't know. I say that, but I don't actually know. Nobody really knows what happened, so. Anyway, good question though, yeah. All right. I think we might be at time for Q&A. But yeah, any last minute questions?
It's 2:30.
Okay. Oh, we are exactly on time. Okay, any last questions? I think we can probably do one more if everyone has a burning question. But if not, we can hop on to how to play the game. Oh, one more.
For the people live streaming, if they haven't bought one yet, where can they buy it if they're not in the Seattle area?
Okay, if they're not physically here, because physically here, Zulu stocks the game, so we absolutely want to grab that. Oh, repeat the question. Okay. Sorry, for those who didn't hear, where can you buy the game if you're not physically in the store? Because obviously they have the game here. If you're not in the store and in Washington State, you can get it online on our website, legendsofgadia.com, which is just the name with hyphens. So yeah, hop on over, and we ship anywhere in the US. We even ship internationally, to be honest. I do it one-off, so no problem. But yes, thank you for that question. Alrighty, so Q&A is done. We're gonna hop onto how to play the game. All right, so let's start distributing decks. If anybody needs a quick bathroom break, we'll take 5 minutes to distribute decks, and then we'll be back on to teach you guys how to play Legends of Gadia. All right, so. live stream is queuing up right now. All right, okay, welcome back everybody. We're gonna learn how to play Legends of Gadia. And for Tanya, can you switch to the live stream? Oh, awesome, okay. Oh, okay, live stream is not live. Okay, there we go, okay. Is it backwards? Oh, it is, okay, hold on a second. Okay, technical difficulties. Let's do it that way. All right, so this will flip around in a second. Okay, poor live stream folks, they're just gonna have to bear with us. Okay, so everybody, let's go over the introductory rules. So, Legends of Gadia at its heart is a shedding game. You're trying to be the first to get rid of all your cards, right? Question.
Sorry, just FYI, there's a bit of a lag in your video.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. Yeah. Hey, welcome. Join us. Yeah. Grab a snack. Yeah. Not yet. But yeah, you can grab a snack. But yeah, so oh gosh, this cable is so in the way. Okay, anyway. All right, guys. So as I was saying, Legends of Gadia is a shedding game. You want to be the first to get rid of all your cards. So there are 48 cards in the deck, 12 of each character. Hey, Tegan. We are basically, well, actually, sorry. Let me back up a little bit. Okay, so there's 48 cards in the deck, and so it divides evenly between 3 to 4 players. You start the game by shuffling and dealing out the whole deck to everyone, so everyone has an equal number of cards. And then basically it's up to you to strategize with what you've got to see how you can make the most powerful hands so that you can get rid of all your cards first and not be stuck with any singles at the end, which you do not want, all right? So the way you do this is you play something higher than what the person before you has just played. So in the case of a single card, you can see that each card has a numeric value in the upper left. That is the numeric value of the card. So we go from 1 through 12 is the highest card, and you can just beat that with a higher number of cards. So you're beating a 4, you can play a 5, a 6, or whatever you want. But there's more powerful hand types. Question?
So if you don't have a higher card, can you just like tie it?
No, you can't play the same one. You just have to pass if you don't have a higher card, right? But the good thing is there are more powerful hand types than singles. So in this introductory round, we're going to play with 3 of the 5 hand types in Legends of Gadia. They are singles, team-ups, and universals. So singles are what they sound like. It's just a single card. Team-ups are the fun ones where the stories come in, right? So with all these beautiful characters, they've got to do things when they hang out together, right? So the team-ups are where this is reflected. When certain cards come together, they have more abilities and powers. So the 3 most useful team-ups that I always recommend everybody prioritize they use if they have them are the 3 that are depicted on this player reference card. You'll notice that actually, I should have mentioned that, you have 2 player reference cards in front of you, this one and this one. They're also reversible. I'll get them to you in a second, gentlemen. But yeah, basically the 3 most useful team-ups are the 3 in this triangular pattern. They're called the Grand Trinity. It's so named because they keep each other in check, as you can see according to the arrows here. And but in general, they defeat anything 2 cards or less. So they are what you definitely want to prioritize. The first of these is Purest Heart. Card 1, the Child, and card 4, the Maid. So these 2 together are basically the embodiment of goodness and innocence and purity. They're all the forces of light. So they defeat, very logically, dark magic, which is this one, Song of Resurrection. Card 5, I should have had these out, sorry. Card 5, the Herald, and card 11, the Wizard. There he is. Okay. So these 2 together are doing necromancy. Very, very bad. Very dark magic. They are resurrecting the dead. Thus the name Song of Resurrection. So just imagine in a graveyard at midnight, this guy's playing in a song, this guy's casting an evil spell, and up pops a dead guy. So in addition to being an all-powerful Grand Trinity team-up, they also have the special effect of resurrecting a dead card. So very good for strategy. That basically means you get to take a card from the discard pile. Oh, I'm so sorry. Am I way off center with the camera? Okay, I am. Okay. Sorry, the feed is lagging a little bit. But yeah, okay. So, so the 2 of them together, Song of Resurrection, you get to resurrect a dead card, very useful. So they, of course, that they are so dark and evil, they're defeated by the goodness of Purest Heart, as I mentioned. But that one in turn is defeating the 3rd part of the Trinity, which is Seeress of Fate, card 8, the Sage, and card 6, the Lady. So these two together kind of represent an all-powerful, all-seeing oracle or astrologer or someone who can see the future, who knows fate. And I mean, honestly, if you've just resurrected a dead person, you've destroyed fate, right? So that's why the two of them defeat Seeress of Fate. But Seeress, in turn, defeats Purest Heart, as you can see in the triangle. Why, you might ask? Well, it's because whether you're good or bad, you're going to die. So fate wins, and that's why they defeat them. So these three, as I mentioned, they are so powerful, they keep each other in check, but they all have a single card weakness, and that's kind of the fun of the team-ups. Normally in this type of shedding game, it becomes kind of like an arms race, where if you don't have a stronger hand type, you just have to pass and wait for someone to win the round, right? So I built in a mechanism to knock us back down to singles, and this is how we do it. So all these team-ups can be defeated by a single card that is their particular weakness. In the case of these two, Seeress of Fate and Song of Resurrection, it's the same card. Card number 12, the Paladin. As someone pointed out earlier, it's the only card with its eyes open, and that's because this historical figure in the world of Gadia, as I mentioned, is like the hero. He invented Paladin magic, he stopped a war, he's the one who led this quest that saved the world and raised Gadia into the air, so he has special powers. Super holy, so of course he can defeat dark magic, and he defies fate, so he defeats Seeress of Fate too. He does not, though, interestingly, defeat Purest Heart. And you might ask, well, why? But I mean, look at them. They're cute little kids, and he's a very nice guy. So basically, anything they ask, he will say yes. So they actually defeat him, and they're one of the few things that defeat a single paladin. So that's kind of fun. But they also have their own single card weakness, and that is this card. Card number 8, the Sage, because he is a cranky old man. He's a scholar. He loves his books and he hates children, so he defeats them, basically. So with that, you're knocked back down to, oh, hey, Kim. You're knocked back down to singles, and you can just beat that with a 9 or a 10 or whatever. So basically, it keeps people engaged in the rounds, and the rounds are long, but that's part of the fun. All right, so those are the 3 most useful team-ups. I highly recommend you prioritize them if you have them in your hand, but there are a few more, actually. And these are on the back of the other card that you've got. So, Nobility, Brothers in Arms, Soldiers of Fortune, and Paladin team. Nobility is very obvious. It's card 6, the Lady, and card 7, the Lord. So it's the 2 nobles among the 12 legends, and they are powerful over people. So they defeat any single card, except, once again, for our friend the Paladin, because he is above the laws of man. Basically, when kings need help, they come to him. So they got to obey him. So he defeats them as well. So they're there. Additionally, you might have noticed now, this is a very powerful card. So one of the feedbacks that I got during playtesting was that we need a Paladin killer, and that's what these 2 are. Brothers in Arms. Card 9, the Swordmaster. Card 10, the Knight. So these 2 together, as you'll notice, they're the 2 jocks. They're the 2 lower cards of Transcendence House. So this house here. They are too chivalrous to beat up anyone weaker than them, but they will beat up wizards and paladins all day. So that's specifically what they're used for. You can defeat paladins and wizards using Brothers in Arms. On the flip side, if you don't have a paladin, you might be thinking, wow, I'll be in trouble. And, well, you'd be right. So we have basically a fake paladin team, which is card 10, the Knight, and card 11, the Wizard. And once again, when you play Legends or read Legends of Gadia, or the books, I should say, thank you. Oh, sorry, yeah. Okay, yes. When you read the books, you'll notice this makes a lot more sense. But in short, they behave just like a single paladin. Use them to defeat other team-ups. Use them to beat a single card lower than 12. And then lastly, kind of one of my favorite ones, Soldiers of Fortune. Card 2, the Archer, and card 7, the Lord. These 2 commemorate a very famous battle that these historical figures actually fought in life and famously lost. And that's because they are a pass. So this is a fancy pass. Soldiers of Fortune. What happened in reality is she covered his retreat so well that he escaped into the desert, and he was able to use his little bag of gold of there to hire mercenaries and go back and win the battle. And that's what you get to do when you play Soldiers of Fortune. So you play it as a pass. You're not beating whatever's on the table. The next person's beating it. But you get to also hire mercenaries. And you do this by taking the whole discard pile, shuffling it, dealing out 4 cards and looking at them in secret because you're hiring mercenaries in the desert in secret. And then you pick 2 to higher as an add to your hand and let go of the other 2. And it's a good way to shake up your hand. So those are the team ups that you'll be playing with that add the little local flavor here. But there's one last hand type that is very useful and easy to learn called universals. These are full houses and chaos pairs. Full houses are exactly what they sound like. When you look at the card grid that you have in your player reference, right? There are 3 houses across the top: Innocence, Eminence, and Transcendence, right? And you can see the 12 cards laid out in the grid below. So the houses are all 4 cards in one house. So Innocence is 1 through 4, Eminence is 5 through 8, and Transcendence is 9 through 12. And this is the only hand where the border color matters, that you have to match them, whether it's a light border or a dark border. They all have to match. And that's because this is such a powerful hand. Full houses play on top of anything. Oh, welcome. You can get rid of 4 cards at once, right? So we had to make it harder to get them, basically. That's the only reason for the border matching. But once you have them, you definitely want to prioritize them because, as I said, you can play it anytime. And once you play a full house, the only thing that can beat them is a higher number full house. So if you've played Innocence House, either Eminence or Transcendence can beat it. But once you get up to Transcendence, I mean, you've won the round, more or less, right? Except for the other type of universal, which is one of my favorite hands in the whole game. It's a chaos pair, a pair of jesters. This is the only hand that doesn't behave like every other hand in the game because they're jesters. Look at them. They do whatever they want, meaning they play on top of whatever they want, and they have a great special effect. You can immediately play whatever you want on top of them as though you had won a round. And this is actually better than winning a round in some ways because normally when someone wins a round, and by that I mean when everybody else passes on what you've just played, then you have to do a card exchange to penalize the person sitting on your right. Because that person was the last person who failed to stop you, like the last person who passed. So they must surrender their numerically highest card to you. And after looking at what they gave you, you can go ahead and pick whatever card you want to give to them in exchange. You cannot physically give them back the same card. So sometimes it's good because you get like a paladin, but sometimes it's bad because you don't want to break what you're holding in your hand, right? So that is the one advantage of the chaos pair over a normal round winning. So that's it. Are you guys ready to play the first round of Legends of Gadia? You got a question? Yeah. We're not going to get to that till the next round. So introductions. They're not going to play with pairs. So Grandmaster Moonfire has brought up a good... See, she's a master, so she already knows. As I mentioned, there are 5 hand types in Legends of Gadia. I've purposely left out 2 of them because they require some good sportsmanship, which I'll explain. But we're going to start with the introductory round with just the 3 hand types I mentioned: singles, team-ups, and universals. So you get the flow of play. And then we'll add good sportsmanship into the mix. All right, guys. Go ahead and take a pause. Everyone on our live stream, we will join you again in about 30 minutes. Yay.